Our tutorial today is in a program called Thinkercad, which is online. To start off, we need to go to sign up in the top right corner. You're going to put where you're from and your birthday. Next, you're going to have a sign up option. You need to create your username using your school email and your own password. Then accept. It's going to bring up this screen here. You can exit out of that, and we're going to go to the Learn section because we're going to start with a few tutorials. Here's our tutorials, but down below that is just a quick reference to some of the actions that you might want to remember when you're working in Thinkercad. Now we're going to use Thinkercad to shape and move objects that you create. So here's the first tutorial. It's about moving objects in Thinkercad, and you simply left click it and drag. And you're done. You move on to the second tutorial. Now these tutorials are built into Thinkercad and they help us to understand how to use the program because sometimes it can get complicated. Now moving the camera can be difficult. If you look, there's a box at the top left, and as I move it around you can see it rotating. You can also click on the areas of the box and it will move to that area. You can click on the edges or the front or the back to get the right angle to view your object at. Another way that you can move and zoom out is by scrolling the wheel. Scrolling the wheel will zoom it in and out if you need a closer or farther look. You can also right click and simply drag the object in order to see. This last tutorial we're going to do today, we're going to shape an object. To do that, we need to grab the right shape, which is this polygon here. And now we're going to select an option to make that a hole. So instead of that object being a solid object, which would look pretty weird there, we're going to select the hole option there. And instead of making it a solid object, it's going to punch a hole in the objects around it. Now we can hit Shift and then select both objects. And then the group button is right here at the top right corner. That binds them together, creates that hole, and now we have our finished item. This was a sped up look at Thinkercad and how it works. You'll obviously have more time as you create. Take your time with your tutorials and then play around with it some. Get to know the mechanics of Thinkercad.